What's up, guys? It is Corey from Super Comic Guru 9000, and if it's not pretty obvious, I'm a big anime fan. I watch a lot of different series, but this is going to be something a little different, something that actually sort of caught me off guard and really surprised me. Now, there have been a lot of really good anime this season. My most favorite, obviously, has been Attack on Titan, which has been one of the most nail-biting, awesome series that I've ever seen, but it really struck me and surprised me when I really just sat down and decided to check this series out, because a lot of people had suggested it. And I don't know why, because I've made it very clear in the past that I hate slice of life shows. But I decided to check out this show, which has a very, very long title, which I'm going to try my best to pronounce for you. But I'm just shocked because this is one of the most difficult, stressing anime I have ever watched in my entire life. And it also happens to be a comedy at the same time. And I know that's a weird thing to bring up, but let me just talk about this series, which goes by the name of Watashi ga Motenai no wa do Kongai temo omaira ga warui, which roughly translates out to, no matter how I look at it, it's your guys' fault that I'm not popular. But it also has a much shorter name, which is Watamote, which is what I'm going to call it from now on. So Watamote is an interesting series. It's a slice-of-life show about this girl by the name of Tomoko Kuriki, who is the most socially awkward character I have ever seen in any programming ever. To put it in perspective, the whole story of Watamote is about this girl, Tomoko, who's about to go into the high school for the very first time. And Tomoko thinks very highly of herself. She thinks that she's going to be the most popular girl at school. She's even claimed to date over 50 guys. And she even playfully considers herself something of a slut, which is absolutely hilarious. So Tomoko knows going into high school, she is going to be the most popular girl ever. All the boys are going to love her. The problem is, all these boys that she's had experience with have been in video games, in dating games, and dating sims, and particularly stuff that you're going to see on the Nintendo DS in Japan. And because of that, it has turned Tomoko into this incredible, reclusive character who struggles to even have a simple conversation with any character she runs into. And this is any conversation. She has trouble saying good morning to people. And that's where the comedy of the show comes into play. We get to see when she finally goes into high school, she's all pumped up and ready to go. But 2 months pass by and she realizes that she hasn't talked to a single person and everybody's just sort of ignoring her. And this is, of course, where the comedy comes into play. We get to see how she reacts to the people around her. And it's funny because even though you sort of sympathize with this character because you want her to be noticed by everyone and you almost just want to give her a hug because you just feel so bad for her, at the same time, nobody's really being mean to her, but she's actually being very venomous to the people that are all around her. The way she labels everyone, which is ironic because she doesn't want to be labeled herself. And this is where it gets just plain awkward. And I mean really awkward. I haven't seen a series this uncomfortable in a really long time. I mean, there's this one scene I can recall, I believe it was from the 3rd episode, where everything was raining outside, and there was this really, really funny scene where she walks over to grab her umbrella, and she notices that it's gone, and she just starts flipping her shit. She starts fantasizing about killing all of the students who could have done that, and she even makes a vow to kill everyone who's ever taken an umbrella. But then she just turns around and realizes, oh, I put it over here. It's moments like that that are really funny. It's moments like this where you really get to see the real Tomoko come out. And like I said, there's this one scene where she's having to escape from the rain and she's hiding out under this veranda. And then 2 students from her class come in and you can already see the tension immediately building here. And this doesn't seem like a scene where there'd be tension, but they managed to make it one of the most nail-biting things I've ever seen because this girl is absolutely freaking out about the concept of just having to look into their direction and possibly say something that will interest them. And it is just absolutely hilarious getting to see both sides of this. Getting to see this young girl who's flipping her shit, and these 2 other students who are just like, what the hell's wrong with this girl at all? And she tries everything she can to try and be noticed. She even makes poop jokes, which it just gets even more awkward after that. This is like a psychological roller coaster too. Because in the 2nd episode, you actually get to see she does have a friend that she knew in middle school, and she gets to meet up with her again so that they can sort of swap stories about what it's been like in high school. And, God, this is just, it's watching a train wreck in slow motion. Because when she sees her friend for the first time, before she's introduced, she kind of tells us that she's a lot like Tomoko, how she's kind of nerdy and introverted and everything. But when you see her, this chick is bombastic. She's got blonde hair, she's got a giant rack, she is typical anime woman. Like, she is just like, whoa. And the whole day they have a lot of fun together and you can really see that they're connecting. And at the end of the episode, Tomoko tries to come out about the fact that she hasn't really had a great high school experience so far and that it's been kind of shitty, but she's trying her best. And that's when she found out that the only reason her friend was hanging out with her that day is because she was having problems with her boyfriend. And this just crushes Tomoko's world in one of the most funniest ways I can ever, like, imagine. And I know that's fucked up to say that because there are times when you really don't feel like you should be laughing. But damn it if they don't make it really, really funny in this series. And it really catches you by surprise. There's also another subplot that involves her relationship with her brother, which is very strained, to say the least. They clearly just both don't like each other, and, you know, it's funny because she wants the advice from her brother, who's definitely more of a sociable person, but he doesn't want to give up any of that at all. So it's really Tomoko against the world in this series, and I'm really not kidding when I say the awkwardness in this show is, like, on 15 out of 10. Like, it's one of the strangest things I've ever seen. But at the same time, it's like a tractor beam. You just want to keep watching. You want to see how she's going to succeed. What I do like about it is I'm 3 episodes in, and that's about what they have right now, and nothing has really changed. It's as awkward as it was in the first episode. She is really making super mega baby steps in being able to just simply talk to people. And that's where the comedy in the show comes into play. Just getting to see her interact with the world around her and getting to see how she analyzes it. Because it can be very ironic at times, but mostly, it's kind of like watching something burn really, really slowly when you know you shouldn't be. So it's a really funny series. I can't believe I'm enjoying it as much as I am. And it's got one of the greatest openings I have ever seen. This is clearly a show that's having a lot of fun with itself. And it's very self-evident when you see the opening because it's the most juxtaposed thing I've ever seen. It's funny because the intro is so mega hardcore and the ending is so goofy and upbeat. So they really are complete opposites. So this is just a big fat sandwich of awkward that I think you guys really need to check out. I know it's a weird thing to suggest and I never make videos about this type of anime series, but I'm really not kidding when I say this is something that needs to be seen and something that needs to be studied, because this is the craziest series I've seen in a long time, and it has got one of the most interesting concepts, and it's just hilarious how they can make just talking to people the most nail-biting thing I have ever seen. So there it is, Watamote. I'm not going to try and pronounce the actual name again. Make sure and check it out. Make sure and watch that intro because it's awesome. And there it is, guys. So if you have actually watched this series, if you're interested in it, I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about it. Because I'd love to talk with people about this one because it's just something I've never seen before. And I think it's a good way to spice up the slice of life kind of genre. So there it is, guys. I'll check you guys next time. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.